This week I also finished reading The Lost Bookshop by Evie Woods, and it is a parallel timeline story. So you have the story of Martha, who is running from her abusive husband, and she runs away to Dublin. And then you have Opaline, who was 16-ish years old in 1921, who runs away from her brother, who is trying to marry her off to some dude. So let's start with Martha. So, as I already said, she's running away from her abusive husband. Yeah, not an ex-husband. And so she runs to Dublin and gets a job for Madame Bowden as her live-in housekeeper. And she has to take care of the house, and Madame Bowden is very eccentric and very, like, Hollywood glamour actress. But she enjoys it. She learns how to do it, and she learns how to do everything pretty quickly. So now she has a bunch of free time. So she's like, what do I do with all this free time? So she starts thinking about going to school. Trinity College, I think is the school. And well, that makes sense if it's Dublin. But anyway, the interesting part is she doesn't like to read. So she wants to go back to college, but she doesn't like to read. So the house is helping her to enjoy reading, but she thinks it's Madame de Bowden. There's also a part where a voice gives her lines from a story that she then goes and tattoos on her back. So this is very mystical, magical. There's a lot of things going on that cannot be explained. Now, during her story, you meet Henry, and Henry is looking for the Lost Bookshop, which is supposed to be in the space next to Madame Bowden's house. And he's also looking for any information or history on Opaline. And so he invites Martha on this quest to kind of help him try and find this bookshop in a way. So now let's go to Opaline. So Opaline, as I said, was in like about 16, 17, 18 in the 1921 in London. Her brother wants to marry her off, so she runs away to Paris, France. There she starts working in a bookshop, and she meets a rare bookseller and starts to do the work to become one herself. Her brother unfortunately finds her, so she then has to run away again, and she ends up in Dublin, Ireland, where she works for a nostalgia shop, but decides, even though it's a nostalgia shop, I'm still going to sell books out of it. And the shop seems to always have enough room for the books that she brings in. So it's, again, very mystical, very magical, because things, I mean, how can the shop continue to hold more and more books unless it's magical, right? So as I said, it's a dual timeline, parallel timeline story. And as you get into the story, you get to see more and more of those connections between the past and the present stories. Everybody seems to be on the run from something or someone, and yet they're also trying to find something that has been lost to them or lost from history, because Opaline is also trying to find Emily Bronte's second novel that was never published, never found before she died, because there's hints of it, so she wants to try and find it. So again, there's that storyline of trying to find something that is lost, and also in a way trying to find yourself as a person and becoming who you are. So overall, I thought it was a good book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. I do think I would want to read it again to see if I can pick up on some more of those connections on that parallel timeline. But overall, I thought it was good. So, happy reading!